Everybody, here we are. Happy Memorial Day weekend.
I have had a busy start to it, and the weather has been like fantastic. I don't care what anybody says. Rhode Island is wonderful in the summertime.
New England in of itself is wonderful.
That's
This
true.
weekend, I mean, I'm in Massachusetts, but when I tell you Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and today has been wonderful. And today especially because it's been not humid and I've been able to get shit done in my house with my windows open and my ceiling fans going. I haven't had to turn on the AC. So yeah. And I came outside to have, a little bit of break and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not sweating. I'm not dying. I'm good. So
How about you, Chris?
what's
You
good
get
in
summer.
LA?
You get summer
Yeah,
all year round, so you don't know. You can't appreciate like us right now.
Roger, it's mild right now. It's about 70 degrees. My flowers are starting to bloom, which is nice.
Let me
All the
ask you
hard
guys
work.
a question before we start. So I went on two hikes, right? And yesterday I cried a little, and I did it again today. I forgot my Apple Watch to count my
Track
steps
your
and my
miles.
movement. Why do you feel like it's gotten to be such a part of you now that when you do it, I felt like it doesn't count, but I'm healthier for doing it. But I'm like, but it doesn't count. It's not gonna like. So when I put on my watch a few minutes ago, it was like, oh, you didn't move any of your rings yesterday. Yes, I did. I moved all of those rings yesterday. And how come it's not connected to the phone? That's my old lady rant.
Well, I was about to go to the farmer's market today, and mine was out. Mine was out from this morning. So I'm like, well, I can't go until I charge it. So I waited and charged it to about 20. And now I'm charging it right now again. As soon as I got back, I put that. Now I'm at 50% again.
So did you specifically not go because it wasn't
Yes.
charged?
Yes.
See? Okay, I'm not the only crazy person. I am
I got
not
to
the
get my
only crazy
steps in.
person.
I got to get my
Apparently
steps in.
I'm the only crazy person because I don't touch my Apple Watch unless I leave my house to do something major, like go visit my mother where if I know I'm going to be out my house more than like 2 hours, then I put my watch on. Otherwise the watch stays in the house charging.
Really?
Oh
Oh, so you
yeah,
don't
I don't give a shit about my I don't give a shit about, I don't log steps. I ain't got
You
time for
don't,
that.
you don't wear a watch? You don't wear a watch?
No. I only put my watch on when like I said, when I leave my house for more that when I know I'm going to be gone for more than 2 hours. If I go to brunch, if I go see my mother,
but why
that's
would
it.
you put it on for brunch? Because you're just gonna go to brunch and sit down. You're not
Yeah.
gonna
She's looking,
Well,
looking to see
but
how long she can leave.
it's an accessory for me. It's an accessory for me. It's
She's waiting
not
to see how long.
I don't calculate
She's
steps. I don't
like, I
care
got it.
about my steps.
How long do I have to be here and deal with these
like
people?
That's exactly
Look,
what I do. I listen to me, Chris. You are absolutely right. Look at that tan line. I literally set an alarm and I'm like, when I go to brunch, I know that brunch is between the hours of the times as I go between 11:30 and 2 or 3. And I just said it. I'm not counting my steps. I don't care about my steps.
okay, let me tell you another reason why I am addicted to it, right? So we are through my job and through my insurance, we're set up through Virgin Pulse. So the more steps that we get, the more points. And also with CVS as well. So with CVS, the more points I get, the more discounts I get at the store, like on medicines or whatever. So I had like so with Virgin Post, it goes by quarters or whatever. So at the end of the 4 quarters, I had like $500 something, and I bought Mia a Apple Watch for her birthday. I was gonna actually get my mom's iPad that way. So now I'm like saving up my points again to get me something that I want. It's like that's one part of the reason why I do it, and that's when I'm like, oh, it doesn't count because it's not gonna kick into my Virgin Post account.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have that, but with my company, we have like a site that's called Cheer,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like people within the company can like give you a cheer award, and then they determine how many points they give you, whether it's 1,200 points, 2,400 points, or 4,800 points, and those points go to the company online store. It's like Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I got my Nest thermostats through that. It
I
was
know
free.
I had my ring through it too a couple of years ago. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like it
So
for that. But all right,
yeah,
so I guess
I don't worry about the steps because I don't want to have that. I don't need that. Listen, I got enough shit on my neck right now. I don't need the stress of I got to take some steps. I got to make sure that my steps is in, and my Apple Watch is going to be dinging me every 10 minutes. Talk about
it
stand up, stand up.
doesn't work.
You've been
It's
sitting
not
Well,
too
that's
that
because
long.
bad.
Stand up. Oh yeah, my watch does
you're
that to
asking
me
someone up for
when I'm
50.
driving, and it's like stand up. You've been sitting too long. I'm like, fuck off. I've been in my Jeep for fucking
It's for
20
an hour.
minutes. Now you're telling me to stand up? I can't stand up. I'm driving.
It's
I have
actually,
never
if you
had
haven't gotten
mine,
up after,
and I've done like an hour and a half drive like today and yesterday. It won't do that when I'm driving. I don't. Well, I don't
Oh,
know.
mine does that. And then, or the other one that I get is breathe, time to
yeah,
breathe. And I'm like, really? I'm breathing. Because if I wasn't breathing, I'd be dead
that's
and
good.
my Jeep would be off the side of the
That's
road.
good.
But
You
I'm
must
breathing.
have that. You must have that stress thing on yours
I
because
don't know what I got on it. I don't care. All I'm saying is that watch stays on its charge unless I leave my house for more than 2 hours.
I knew something was wrong with his thing because it was clicking. So he dropped off. All right, so we will leave the Apple Watch alone. What else is
Yeah.
going on, sis? Are you doing anything for tomorrow?
Child, I ain't doing nothing anytime soon. I'm in this kitchen renovation.
I know you could cook out outside.
Well, no, I still have my old appliances. My new
Mm-hmm.
appliances get delivered on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But I like today I have been, I'm doing things that I'm going to forget to do. Like I cleaned my windows, like I did my outside windows that overlooks my kitchen, overlooks my yard. I took the screens out and cleaned them. What else did I do? Oh, I had to get up on my step stool and go up on the top of my cabinets and clean up over there
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to have what do you call that there? I'm going to have like a thing. Oh my God, what is the word that they use? Crown molding. I'm going to have a
Okay.
crown molding off
Mm-hmm.
so that my cabinets go straight up to the ceiling with crown
Mm-hmm.
molding.
Okay.
And girl, please. And then I've got the appliances are getting delivered on Tuesday, and then when they take the old appliances out, now I got to get up and you know how we are. You know how everybody has this problem. You got refrigerators and stoves that we don't be moving them joints out every week to clean up underneath there. So I'm gonna need them when they show up on Tuesday. I'm gonna be like, take that refrigerator, take that stove out, get rid of it, and while they're getting rid of it, I'm going to be cleaning the floor, vacuuming all the dust particles and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
cleaning the floor underneath it and the wall and everything. So that way, by the time they get the new fridge and new stove in, I'm gonna be good.
Welcome back. That looks much
Okay.
better.
So I don't know what's going on.
Still breaking up
Now you're
though.
frozen. But it's a good frozen picture of you.
I know because the other one
You look
was like
sexy.
real butt.
You look. Oh, now you're moving.
So what is poor internet connection? You said okay. It's going in and
I
out.
don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we'll be
Don't worry
quick
I
about
don't know
because
why it's.
it. Don't be.
everybody's super busy,
Yes,
super
it's the
tired,
holiday weekend. Let's get
and
it done.
it's not like there's a whole bunch of reality shows going on right now. But are you guys watching the Ultimatum South Africa?
No,
No,
you told me about it, and I need to watch that.
A hot mess. Well, all of them have always been a hot mess to me. I won't say more. I think I saw like only 3 episodes. Hot mess, hot mess. It's good, and of course, Never Ever Mets, which Chris is not watching. Tanya doesn't like it.
I,
I'm
I
the only one
watched.
that
No,
likes
it's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's like
a mess.
it's a mess, and it's like I can't talk about. I mean, at the end of the day, we can only talk about maybe two or three people at this point, and that's what I said to you before you started recording. This episode that I just watched, the only thing I got to add to it is old ass Aaron, who's 51, which means I'm old because I'm older than old ass Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you need to mind your business. Stop inserting your nose into other people's relationships. I think I said this last week when we talked about this. Don't stop worrying about other people's relationship. Worry about you and Diamond's relationship.
So, Chris, what he did this week, which I thought was, and as a man, I want to ask your opinion too. So, there's one particular woman on there, Jody, that he does not like. So, his wife, his not his wife, his girlfriend confronted Jody on, being attracted to another guy. It got really messy. And then she said to him, "You didn't have my back." So, last week, he decided he was going to get all up in her, not all up in her face, but he was just like, "I don't like you. Nobody here likes you." A man.
Is that the one where they brought their
Yeah.
friend?
Yes. Yes. He brought
They each
her.
have a
Oh, the
friend. Yeah,
sister. Sister
and the
came
girl.
in.
Yeah, and she was talking smack about him, and he walked in the room.
Yes. And he went off on her.
I told you I watched.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
did.
know. Right. So, but did you see the part where he was all up in her face and saying, he didn't like her? Did you see that part?
No.
Okay. But this week, this is what this mofo did. So Aaron, her boyfriend's father came into town,
That's what I'm talking about.
and because they're bringing in relatives and friends, just like how Married at First Sight, go meet a close family member or friend and hang out.
Right.
So his father came in, and he took it upon himself to say to the father, "You're probably going to see the same things I didn't see, trying to that I see, because I'm an older man like you, and she's not it. She's not it." And it's like, he's so messy, and so messy that I couldn't even imagine somebody talking about somebody in that situation. But again, Aaron didn't say anything when he said that to his father. And I'm like, stick up for her, even though she
How
don't want
how scripted do you think it is?
I think I I don't know. Because you know what? His type of He's so true to life, him and Diamond, in my opinion, so true to life, because I know people act exactly like they do and have that same type of mentality as them. So it could be very well be very scripted, or but if it's very scripted, then those writers have a really good, finger on the pulse of like how people act, because I feel like they're very genuine.
Well, scripted means also suggesting you should do this or you should get more into.
No, he would do it regardless. But you're right, 100%. They could have said, well, Aaron, you don't like him so much. Maybe you should mention it to his dad when his dad comes. It could be. It could be.
I thought it was messy all the way around.
It
Like
is.
at the end of the day, the other Aaron had his dad show up. And it was not old Aaron's business to have a conversation, to bring it up with them all standing at the table, to bring it up to say, oh, just because we are of the same age doesn't mean we're on the same level, is how we think in our thought process. So for old ass Aaron to talk to young Aaron's dad and say, "Oh, we're the same. We're roughly around the same age." And you already know young Aaron talked to his father about old Aaron because the father was like, "Oh, you're him.
He did.
You're that dude." And
Hmm.
it just went right over his head. And old ass Aaron was in this man's father's face talking about, "Well, she ain't it." And the father's like, well, let's see where this goes. He's just trying to be the happy medium.
Hmm.
Me, see, this is why I couldn't have a friend or a child on this show, because I would have looked at old ass Aaron and been like, why don't you mind your business? You here with your old ass trying to figure out your old ass shit at 51 years old.
And
So
that's
don't
why.
don't talk to me about my child and their relationship, because my little 30-year-old child, she might not, that I would have said to him, she might not be the one for him, but at least he's 30 or 29. Nigga, you 51. Worry about your old ass shit
Yeah,
and
they're
leave.
sickening.
Take my son's name out your mouth. That's what I would have said to him. He needs to mind his business. He showed up with that whole facade, like now he's like the Dr. Phil of the house because he's the oldest person in the house. Bro, you should
Hmm.
be ashamed of yourself, because you are in a house with people in their 20s and 30s and you still trying to find your one?
I do like the mix up of ages though, because it to me it's again, I think that's very genuine. You have a lot of people who are like in their 50s and they're single and they still would like to have, but and they don't get to have that shine or opportunity because most of the dating shows are geared towards, people, 40 and under. So I do like that like dynamic, but they're just those two people that they picked are just very immature and a bad representation of how to have a healthy relation, or not even a healthy relationship with another person, but just healthy relationships in general. They don't know how to speak to people, how to be respectful to other people, and
Is that
that
people in general though?
is kind of what.
Is that people in general now? I don't think people know how to speak to one another anymore.
No, you
And I
right
think
on
the
that.
younger generation too, you know, after especially with COVID, these teenagers too, with COVID, there's no interpersonal interaction anymore with people. And when these high school students, they didn't have a chance, or college students had a chance to, they were in at home homeschooling and stuff like that. They're going to be doomed because they're not going to know how to talk to people. Like we were forced to talk with people. Also, like in being in a club nowadays, when we were at a club, we didn't have cell phones, so you had to talk to people. You had to dance and talk to people. Now everyone has a cell phone, so everyone's taking pictures of themselves and everything else, and no one's talking to each other.
Remember back in the day when we'd go to the clubs and you'd work the room? I used to go because Shahida, well, the clubs, Vincent's, the
I had
Harbor Club.
babies. I wasn't going to
Oh,
the
you had
club.
babies, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was in them streets. Vincent's, the Harbor Club, the Roxy. You'd
The
go up in them
rose.
joints, the
Remember
rolls.
the
Yeah,
rose, that little
you'd roll
small
up in them
joint.
clubs, and you'd go up in there and you get your drink, and then you'd start working the room, because that's how, if you want to meet somebody, like, or talk to somebody, you got to work the room. So you have your drink. Here's my drink, and I'd be walking around like pretending I'm going to the ladies' room, and I'm walking around with my drink, and I'm like, oh hey, hey, and have a conversation. Now today, ain't nah. These kids don't know what it's like to club back in the day, like we did.
I don't know.
They're on their phones.
They're on their phones.
But
They
no,
don't know how to
I
do it.
don't. I kind of disagree. Only because I have a young one, That girl is a party girl. She is not like her mama was when her mama was her age. She goes and she has her group of friends and they go and they might have their phones out a little bit, but you don't, I wouldn't know because she has me blocked on everything. But she is when I am able to see her interact
She
and
has
stuff
you
like that,
blocked and
it's like,
everything.
okay, they're out, huh?
She has you blocked and everything
She don't accept my friend requests.
because she don't want you to see her.
But
Her
you all,
skin.
I know she you all have her as friends.
Yes, and that's why she has us because listen, unless I see her out there doing some shady shit, I got her back. She's out there having enjoying her life, living her best life. We good. She's safe.
But I'm saying
She's
she goes
safe.
out, she has a good time, and I don't think it's all about the phone mentality now. In meeting new people. So I think they still kind of club a little like we did, but I think it's
It's
the
not on that
dated.
level like we
Yeah.
used to club.
Hmm.
They still club. Let's not get it twisted. They still club and they do their shit, but it's all about this. Like they're all sitting at the table, whether it's at brunch, whether it's at the club, whether it's at dinner, whether it's at whatever. They are all
Can I
tranced
just
in
say
their phone.
something? These Yellow Cup weekends that Rhode Island has, no, they are not. They are partying, girl, hard.
Oh well, good.
They have the day trail parties and the day party. I think a lot of them prefer these day parties that they started doing a lot now.
Yeah,
It's like but no, they partying. I mean, they're on the phone is definitely a part of it, but it's not a so huge that it stops them
yeah,
from interacting. And remember, these people that we're seeing on that show, these older people, them people probably came straight from the hood. They didn't have any cell phones or anything like. They just messy from the core. So they messy with phones and messy without phones.
yeah.
But I do agree with Chris and you to an extent that people definitely are having a harder time connecting with each other and socializing, because just as you're talking about that, like, okay, how does somebody our age, where do we go to meet someone, to
I got no,
socialize, to
I
to
ain't got no comment on that one because I'm not trying to meet nobody, so we're good. I'll let y'all two talk about that.
Chris,
Well, you can meet them on social media.
Not for
social
me.
media,
Yeah,
like not in person.
yeah. You eventually meet in person.
It could be like social
No, but
media and
like
dating
I'm
apps.
talking about meeting somebody, just being out and about.
Yeah, I don't. Last time I met
That
someone
not
else,
happen anymore, or is it all like you meet up on social media first and then you might meet?
yeah, I haven't met someone out in the wild in a long
In the
time.
wild. In the wild. See, this is what it's come to.
Mm-hmm.
In a long time.
Remember
I
back
gave
in the
my love.
day, they used to say to single women, if you want to meet a man to marry, go to Home Depot.
Oh,
That's a lie.
That is a whole ass fucking lie. I don't know who the fuck
Go to the
created that
grocery
shit.
well,
store.
It was
go to Home
insane.
Depot, and you can hire one of those guys outside.
No, I've been to Home
You need a
Depot.
man. You can get a
Costco.
man. See what kind of man you want.
Shut up. No, I have legit put on full face makeup, put on a cute little outfit, not some hoochie mama outfit, but
Hmm.
I look nice. And I'm like, I roll into Lowe's, Home Depot, Costco, and Stop and Shop.
And nothing.
Because I'm like, and I'm walking around and I'm like, oh, okay. No. I listen, it might be that way in some cities, but where
Hmm.
I'm at, I'm not meeting the love of my life. Or I'm not fuck the love of my life. I'm not meeting anybody that I'm willing to date in my
Those places.
Costco, my Walmart, my Home Depot, my Lowe's, my Target, my Stop and Shop. It's not happening.
I haven't met nobody in those places either. So anyway, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. It's just I don't feel any of them really are mature people, individuals. They all seem to have some serious trauma and problems that
Yeah.
inhibit them from actually making a real connection with somebody without arguments. Because I feel like this, okay, if I meet a guy tomorrow, right? And we go out 3, 4 times, and then it will take at least 3 months, not 3 months, maybe 60 days for us to, unless he's a real jerk or I'm a real jerk, for us to get into a heated discussion about something. Because
Oh
you're
no, I want to get into a discussion right away about because I need to see where your head is at. Like if I meet you and we have good chemistry, like if we go on a date or if we have like a phone call, like I'm asking questions. Like I need to know where your head is at because we live in an environment now that I can't fuck with you if you have certain beliefs or certain types of ways that you live your life. So I in a roundabout way will have that conversation right off the rip because if it ain't where I'm looking or it ain't where I'm my level that I'm thinking, I'm gonna let that shit go. Period.
all right. Chris is
Speaking of speaking of which, I saw a little thing on Instagram that said, you have the how the woman wanted a man who said she wanted someone 6'5" with blue eyes. That's a the trust fund baby. Have
Oh,
you
I
seen
need
that?
a
Oh yeah,
finance. Oh
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
I'm saying I need a finance man, six
Right.
five, blue
So,
eyes. Yeah.
so there's a guy said, well, what about the statistic? Can you meet a man who's 5'10" who makes over $75,000 a year?
yeah.
I'll take it.
And guess what the percentage was?
The
Zero.
percentage of women who said they would.
No, the percentage of men who are available. They did all that thing available.
Oh,
Trust what she wanted, and it was 0.02% or something like that. That's
okay.
he broke it down and he said there was like available men. There were 4 men in the world or something like that that fit that criteria
Okay.
of trust fund 6'5", blue eyes, and then he broke. There's a female calculator, I guess, that
Mm-hmm.
tells you, and it said, what about just a guy who's 5'10" that makes over $75,000 who are single
Mm-hmm. And what was the
between
percentage?
the ages of 18 and 51 or something like that? And what percentage do you think it was?
Oh,
I'm
what,
sure
like
it was
60?
low. I'm
60?
sure it was
60%.
low. I'm gonna
So
say it was like maybe. I'm gonna say it was like maybe between 15 and 25.
three.
What?
Damn.
3,
And
I
I'm not
wasn't
surprised.
finance and I don't know numbers.
3%.
3% of men who are that height
That make over $75,000 that are
would say,
available.
oh, that are available. Okay.
Yeah,
And only
Okay.
the
3%.
dating
And
pool.
you
The
only
dating pool.
3% of the women were
3%.
like, "I'll take them."
3%.
Yeah.
Damn.
Again, this is why I'm done with this game because everybody wants something. Like everybody has their criteria. And then even if you get that criteria, it's never enough. This world that we live in, it's like, okay, you're everything that you check off everything on my checklist, but there's that little one thing that I just can't get over. I I'm done with that because I don't want a man to be like you're everything on my list, but you know you're like of a certain age and you are this. I don't have time for that.
Here it is.
I did not make this up. A lot of you say that a man who makes six figures and is 6 feet tall is impossible to find. So how rare is it to find a man who makes 75K and is at least 5'10"? Let's find out. First, I'll go to the same website and go to the female delusion calculator. And again, I did not make this up. I'll
Female
set the
delusion
age to
calculator.
21 and
That is
50.
I love it.
hilarious.
The female
People,
delusion
and up to
calculator.
180
Yeah.
trauma. I'll set the race to any color or shade. I'll set the minimum height to 5'10", and I won't exclude people who are categorized as obese. I'll set the minimum income to 75K and click on Find Out. Are you ready? Because the results are pretty interesting. The probability of finding a man who is not married, any race, at least 5'10", any weight, and earns at least 75K between the ages of 21 and 50 is 3%. And this is data from the US Census Bureau and the NCHS. Do you think the numbers are right? And is it
See, I think I heard that differently. I interpreted it differently. Especially when that's scary though. Three
Not for
percent.
me. Not for me. I'm not
So
dating,
I
so I'm
wonder
good.
what's dropping it down to 3%. Is it the
Men who are shorter than 5'10", men who are married, men who are older than 50, and men who make less than $75,000.
Hmm.
but I feel like there's a lot of men that make like 75. There's a lot of men who make that.
You would think the average salary for someone's like in the country is like 50,000.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking more like Northeast and, the
No
West.
matter what you are, baby.
It's higher than that. It's higher than 75.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, listen,
Oh,
people
that's
want people want what they want, and in this day and age of social media and all these influences, they are going to they listen.
The
He's
average male men's salary in 2022 was $45,900,
Yep.
and for women it was 30,605 in 2022.
That's the average man and average woman. Let's now, do we really want to break down the average black man and average black woman? Because that, in and of itself, is probably going to be significantly lower.
yeah, it will be, especially for black men because I think black women out earn black men.
Well, black women are out educated and out earning everybody at this
Here's
point.
the average salary now is in 2023 is 68,000. The gross minimum salary in the U.S. is $32 per hour. Yeah,
Look,
17% of American men make over 100,000 K annually. Only about 8.4% of women. That was in 2022. So 17% make over 100,000. And you figure you take out the ones who are married, you take the ones who are over 51. You
Wow.
take, you're looking at three, you know, not much.
take
So
yeah, exactly. Take the women that are over 50 that are just basically done, that are making good money, like take us off the table.
what
I
have
ain't got nothing
you
against you.
done? Like spoiled, like spoiled milk, like
I'm
the
done
expiration.
with I'm not
The
dating.
expiration is
I'm not dating. I'm not
expiration. Oh,
getting in a relationship.
I'm not
I'm
drinking
not
that milk.
dating.
That
Okay?
milk is
You know what?
fine.
Listen, it's spoiled
Woo.
milk all day. Shit's expired.
Yeah, curds.
Curdled.
It hurts.
Did you ever have Did you ever have milk with orange juice and it curdled? You ever try
Yeah,
that
yeah,
as
I
a
did.
kid?
Milk and
It was
orange juice.
disgusting.
So gross. It
Disgusting.
tastes like the St. Joseph's
Aspirin
yeah.
back in the day.
I ain't never had that.
You know how many things that we had back in the day that kids just don't have. I mean, it's
I
crazy.
drank out of a hose. That's why
The one
I have never had COVID. I'm good. I drank out of hose. I drank when I used to play outside on Glenway Street, Shahida. My
Hmm.
mother and me and my brother would be outside in the summer, and I'd be like, "Mom, I'm thirsty. Turn the hose on. Drink it out the hose." And
they said,
she'd be
someone said,
like,
you know why we were drinking out of hoses in the 80s? So why don't you
"Yeah,
just go use the sink? We weren't allowed in the house.
no, we had
That
to
was
stay
it.
outside. We had to stay outside until 6:30, 7 o'clock, especially in the summertime, because it gets darker later out here. So it's like I'd be out. I used to be in my backyard on Glenwood Street with my brother. We'd be playing. Me and my brother and my cousins would be playing games, playing our little sports. We'd be famished with thirst, and I'd be like, "I'm gonna go in the house and get some water out the sink," because bottled water wasn't the shit back then. So I'm like, "I'm gonna go get a glass of water," and my mother would be like, "What are you doing in the house?" You better go outside. There's a perfectly functioning hose wrapped up. She'd be like, take the flower sprinkler off the hose, unscrew it, put the water on, and sit there and be like, and drink it. That's
I
why
will
Gen X.
say,
That's why Gen X didn't die during COVID, cause we good.
my mama let me in the house to get
Well, good
whatever
for
I
you.
wanted.
Good for mama. My mama wouldn't let me in. My mama and my grandmother would be like, "You better go outside and drink out that goddamn hose."
And my auntie too. Now the thing is, my aunt lived on the third floor. That's where I basically spent most of my time. My cousins, my cousins and I, we would be in the street, around the corner, up near Codman Square. We'd be all over the place. My aunt did not have. It's amazing that we all came back alive. But she would let us
Amen.
come up and get whatever we wanted. But we wouldn't because we wouldn't be near our house. We'd be
But
in the
like
streets.
remember back in the day, Chris. I don't know if that's the same for you, but I can say since the age of 12, maybe. Well, I don't know how old was I. Was I when I was in the fucking 10th, eighth grade or seventh grade? I was taking the friggin' subway. Like I already had my route, and I was going to St. Kevin's School in junior high, sixth, seventh, and eighth grade, and I would walk up the street from my house on Glenway up to Blue Hill Ave and stand out there in front of the fucking the healthcare center there. I forgot the name of the healthcare center, and I'd take the bus down to my school and friggin' the subway bus, the public transportation bus, down to my fucking grammar school. Then when I went to high school, Cathedral, I did the same thing. Walk up the street, take the bus to Eggleston, then take the
That
train
was a long
down
ass
to
street
friggin'
too.
take the train down to Dover, and then walk up to Cathedral to go to school.
I wish we knew how many close encounters to either death or something really fucked up happening that we avoided and we had no idea about. Because there was a couple that went hiking, a couple went hiking, and they heard something and they saw something soft or whatever. They stepped on something soft, and they kept on walking this, that, and the other. And it turned out that was Ted Bundy. Had just buried this body, or just got rid of his body, and he was going to kill them, but they went off. So they were this close, and they didn't see it until on the news that the Ted Bundy guy. It was like he said he was this close to killing this couple when he. So I'm like, I wonder if there was. I wish there was like a calculator to say, oh, 22 seconds later or 30 seconds later, when you're on the train, someone, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like how close
Okay,
you are.
here's the thing. I will own this. There was one time that I got off the train at Dover and was walking up Shahidi. Did you take the train? No.
No, my
Did you
mother
take?
drove me, but I took it
Oh,
home.
all right. So coming into high school, I used to take the train from Eggleston to Dover, and there was one particular day I got off, and right there was Harry the Greek's store,
Hmm.
and I started walking up. I had my backpack on, and I was walking up, and Chris, you're gonna have to come here and visit us so I can show you where this took place. Because what it looks like now, it's been gentrified, so now it's all upper crust and fancy pants. But back in the day, it was straight gutter. And I was walking up the street to go to high school, and there was this old ass man in his car at the fucking parked on the street by Harry the Greeks, fucking whacking his dick off, watching all the young girls get off the train to go to high school. And I walked by and I was like, "What is this man doing?" And he was just bold face in the car, like bing, 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 making eye contact with us. And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Did you tell anybody when you got to school?
No, why would I? Because you know nothing was going to be done.
I mean, they would have called the
Because
cops.
back in the
That
day,
was gross.
no, back in the day
You,
down there, you
you at least
already
get
know
his
how it
number?
was back in the day down there.
Did you at
Huh?
least get his number?
Really?
Sir.
Really?
sir.
There was
I'm
nothing
just
there
saying.
was nothing. Well, let me just say this. There was nothing I could do for him because he was already pleasuring himself, so we're good.
Like you think about all the times that either you were close to death or close to something really fucked
Always.
up. You know what I mean? Like as kids, like because you were out all the time doing shenanigans in the middle of like where I grew up. You could ride your bike to the trellis, which is a bridge over the reservoir, and jump off that motherfucker and swim and do ride your bikes. And there's some crazy people up in there. You know what I mean?
And that's why
That's
I ended
why
up breaking three
that's why
bones.
Generation X is this is why we are who we are. And that's why on TikTok that's a whole nother thing where they're like people the younger generation are like, don't wake up Generation X because Generation X ain't nothing nice. And
Look at
now
this.
that's a whole nother hashtag on TikTok where it's like, oh, Generation X. And now the people on TikTok are like, oh, we're here now. What do we miss?
No, we're another animal. But look at this. This is why we're another animal. Did you all see this? Remember that commercial? Remember that?
No. I ain't never seen that shit.
You never saw that commercial? It used to come every Saturday morning, and then
Ain't no fat. I love it though. That needs to come back.
oh my, yeah, and then he does the exercise, and he's like, he turns. I'm surprised you never saw that. You
I
neither,
ain't never
Chris.
seen that. No, I don't remember that.
I don't remember seeing it, but I probably did see it. Also, they were
It's
saying that people. It was Generation X. People had to remind parents that they had children at 10 o'clock. Say, have you seen your children? Do you know where your children are? If you have to be on regular TV and
like no.
remind people that they have kids,
Or like your birthday parties would turn into the adult parties.
That's
How many
that's
parties did I have? It
your
started at
birthday
2
parties
and not
turned
until
into the whole
12.
ass family parties. It's a whole ass family function. And the
Oh
fact that
god.
you got to come home, you got your key. Like I had my keys
I had a
to get in
key.
the house because my mother worked, my grandmother worked. So I'd have to go to school. Me and my brother would go to school, come home. They're still at work. We got to come in the house. We got to do our chores,
we had
You
a
clean,
gotta
combination.
call you
vacuum,
gotta call
do
and say that you
whatever.
made it home. Didn't you
Oh
have to
yeah,
make the
you got to
call?
call them. Yep, you got to call them, make sure that tell them that you're home, and then you got to start dinner. Now we're in the kitchen, open flame on the gas stove, starting shit. These kids could never.
No, I didn't have to start no dinner. One time
Oh, I did.
my mother told me to make some chicken and broccoli. Me and my cousin was living with us at the time. And so the broccoli, we were like, well, what part do you eat? Fucking dumb for no reason. We threw out the florets.
Oh,
She's older
child,
than me though. And
child.
then we cooked like this perfect chicken, but we cooked it with the back up, not the breast. My mother
Terrible.
came home and she was just like, "You eat broccoli. How do you not know what part of the broccoli you're eating?" I was like, "I don't know." But yeah, I wasn't in the kitchen. That's why you two are foodies and I'm not.
Oh yeah, I was in the cold ass kitchen. My mother and my grandmother used to be well, not my mother. My grandmother used to be like, "Get them pots out. I prepped everything. I'm on my way home. You need to, and started." And I'd be like, "Okay,
I'm still the cleanup crew. That's my job. I clean up. I washed all the clothes for everybody in the house.
oh,
I did the kitchen in the evening.
love
That
it,
was my job.
love it." My brother
And
was the vacuum king. My brother was the vacuum cleaner. He used to vacuum the floors and the stairs, up and down the stairs, in the whole
I hated
entire house.
vacuum on the stairs. I hated that.
Hmm.
And,
We
well,
had a, we had
what else?
central vacuum.
You
You
had
had what?
what?
We had a central vacuum.
Oh, well, of course you did.
What's a central vacuum?
Oh,
So we had
it's a
vents all
whole
around the house. You plug the hose in, and then you do it. and then you unplug it and you go to another outlet and you take it in. There's a central thing in the garage with all the
I
dirt.
never heard of that.
Yeah, central vacuum. My dad installed that.
Oh,
So you have to, so it was like right there. So you just plug in all you carry around was the tubing. Plug it in.
oh, okay, yeah, I remember where. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We didn't have that. We didn't have carpet. We always had hardwood floors.
Hmm.
So, all right. What else is new? Are we? It's about that time. What are you doing for? Are you doing anything for the holiday tomorrow?
I have an audition I have to do, but I'm not feeling like.
Memorial.
Well, I'll have to tape it tomorrow. It's due Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So,
Fingers crossed.
be
Fingers
nice.
crossed. So, all right.
Where'd Tommy go?
Where did she go? Did she?
I mean,
Back.
you see that thing about the naps, Shahida?
What
That
What?
you
now?
have the naps. I sent you the Instagram thing about how you have a 68% better chance of not having heart disease if you take naps three days a week, 3 to 4 days a week. You should
What's a
take a
nap?
nap.
Oh, you talking
What's
I
about naps?
a nap? Yes, a nap. 20,
I didn't even get a
20
chance
minutes,
to take
20
that.
minutes to an hour. So
How long?
I'm gonna go work on my health right now.
I don't need a nap because I sleep at least 7 to 8 hours a night. So I'm good. I don't need a nap.
Are you sleeping 7 to 8 hours, or are you in the bed 7 to 8 hours?
I will say this. I will retract. I will sleep between 5 to 6 hours a night, but
Right.
I'm in the bed 7 to 8 hours. But I get a good night's sleep. And I'll wake up because I gotta pee. And then
Yeah.
I'm like wide awake for like another hour. So I'll take 2 hours off the table because now I'm watching TikTok videos and playing friggin' arcade games on my phone because I can't go back to sleep, and then I go back to sleep and then I wake up at.
And that's instead of a good night's sleep.
But I'm still getting more hours of sleep than the average person because the average person usually gets a total amount of sleep between 4 hours.
That's not healthy. Who's getting?
That's
That's
not
not the.
healthy.
Is that
If
the
I if
average?
I slept if I literally slept 4 hours a night, I would die.
There are times when I do like 4 or 5 hours, and I can feel the difference.
The average
I
amount of sleep a person needs is 7 to 8, 7 to 9. But 6 hours of sleep is not good for most adults.
I'll take it. I need my sleep.
That's why I take naps.
Telling you.
So all right. So now you're gonna say it's not good enough for you, but naps is good. That's not right because you're
Naps
still
are good.
technically no,
Nap
because
in the
you're
middle of
still
the day.
technically no, because you're still technically sleeping 6 to 8 hours a night with your naps.
Well, I might nap for half an hour though.
Who naps for half an hour? It
Me, I
takes me
do.
more than a half an hour to go to sleep.
Takes me 3 minutes to fall asleep.
Oh, that's y'all.
If I'm
Listen,
really tired, oh,
it takes me at least 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes to fall asleep. 100%. I can't nap.
my
If that's
favorite
the criteria, I can't nap.
my favorite nap is a baseball doubleheader. Fall asleep watching one game and then wake up for a new one. It takes me. That's like 30, 40 minutes. That's the best
Yeah,
nap.
I can't do that. No, that no, that doesn't sit right with my spirit. I don't like it. And the reason why I say that is because there have been times where I've been sitting in my chair in ottoman watching a show, and then I doze off and then wake up like 15, 20 minutes later feeling like it's the next day, and I'm
You
beside
sleeping too
myself.
much. Sleeping
My
too
whole
much.
equilibrium is off. I don't like it.
27 minutes is NASA recommended for one REM to make you feel refreshed. 27 minutes. So if I set it for 30 minutes, I can go to sleep within 3 to 5 minutes, deep breathing, knock out, and then wake up at 30 minutes later, refreshed and ready to go.
Mm,
That's why they do it all in Europe. That's why Europeans are more healthy because they have a siesta every day. Every day from 12 to 1 o'clock to about 4 o'clock, they're eating and they take a nap.
Are they really napping? They're at
Yeah.
the bar, eating their food and drinking their wine. Shut your mouth.
She said stay
Ain't
at the
nobody
bar.
going home and having a nap. They're all in them streets, friggin' having their wine, eating their little tapas, and then going back to work 3 hours later for an hour, and then going home and going to bed. That's what they do. Shit. That ain't never gonna
Well,
happen here.
on that note, I bid you adieu. It is time to go.
Let's go
Are
work
you
on.
all watching Bridgerton, the third
Hell
season?
no. I
No.
ain't watched Bridget. I haven't watched Bridgerton since the first season. I'm over it.
I started watching Under the Bridge.
Yeah, that looked
Oh,
like it
I
was a
wanted to watch
mess.
that. It's not good?
It's all right.
Yo, Fallout
I
on
started
fucking
it.
Amazon Prime. Walton Goggins is that motherfucker. That's all I got to say. Give that man his flowers. That man is a talented ass motherfucker with his
I like
acting
them.
skills. Yo,
I like him too. When I saw Michael Rappaport, though, I was about ready to abandon ship.
listen. When that shit opened up and he started opening up his mouth, I was like,
I was about to
I
abandon
wanted to fast
ship.
forward, but I was like, I'm gonna miss some shit on this. So let me listen to him. So he's gone now. He was
Thank
he was
God.
good. He was good for a whole 5 to 10 minutes.
He wasn't even good. Any sucker could have
No,
did
he was horrible. He was
it. Anywho.
horrible.
All right. So have a great Memorial Day.
Love you guys.
Tomorrow we will
Chris, feel
see.
better, baby.
I'm going to take a
I'm
nap.
going. I'm
You done
going
taking
back to.
that? Get them
I'm
30
going back. I'm
minutes.
gonna go inside and make my meal, and then I gotta figure. Tomorrow is rest the kitchen shit. Oh lord.
All right.
All right.
Bye everybody. Poom 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 poom.
Stay